Hello, this is Darcie the Dog Trainer, owner and head trainer of CommuniCanine Training and Behavioral Counseling, where it's my passion and purpose to connect dogs and people. I frequently get asked for recommendations on what books to read, so I wanted to share with you today my top 6. You could actually call them top 5, but we'll say top 6. Now, my very favorite book, and this was incredibly pivotal to shifting my perception of dogs, my relationship with dogs, and my dog training. And that's If a Dog's Prayers Were Answered, Bones Would Rain from the Sky, written by Suzanne Clothier. She's a trainer over in New York, and she's got some amazing insight to offer into how the dog's mind works. And I guarantee you it's not going to be what you think. So this is an absolute must read for anybody. Now, the cool thing about these books is I actually checked, and they're available at the local library, at least in my area. So if you're not somebody who's into buying books, or maybe you don't have the money to buy books right now, go to the library. That's what I love to do, because I generally don't buy books unless they had a huge impact on me and I need them for future reference. Now, here's the next book. And again, this is the second most pivotal book that I ever read in my career. And I read it about 13 or 14 years ago, I think now. And this is The Culture Clash by Dr. Jean Donaldson. So this one also talks about how a dog's mind works, but it's very different than Suzanne's. They'll both give you an incredible insight and shift your perception of how you've seen your dogs up until now. This one also offers some training exercises and advice towards the end as well. So really great resource. Now, if you're planning on getting a puppy or even a new dog, adding a new dog to the family, I highly recommend you read both of these books. They can actually be purchased as a single book, but they also are separate. So Before You Get Your Puppy and After You Get Your Puppy by Dr. Ian Dunbar, who's a veterinarian that turned into a dog trainer when he saw the need for proper social development and training in dogs, and human-friendly as well as dog-friendly training methods. Now, the cool thing about these books is you can actually download them for free online. You can go to jamesandkenneth.com or Serious Dog Training or Serious Puppy Training. Serious is in SIRIUS. And all you have to do, even if you can't find those, is Google before you get your puppy or after you get your puppy, free download, and you'll find them. These are must-read, super simple, user-friendly information here. Now, anybody who owns a dog must learn how to understand them and read some of their signals. And that's what this next book is all about, called On Talking Terms with Dogs, Calming Signals by Turid Rugas. It's a very short book, it's only a few pages here, 38 in total. So really short, simple read, but will give you some great insight into some of the things your dogs do that you may or may not have ever noticed them doing, but that actually have some very important meaning to them. And the final book, and I read this one about 15 years ago, that also had a really pivotal impact on how I perceived training and helped me learn to think outside the box when I was training, is Don't Shoot the Dog, The New Art of Teaching and Training. Now, you'll be surprised to know this isn't actually a dog training book, but it is a book about how we as animals and dogs as animals learn, and will definitely get you thinking outside of the conventional norm when you're trying to work through some behavioral challenges or just teach your dog a new behavior. So as we're getting into our winter season here locally, at least in my area, I know many of you are going to be looking for inside warm activities to do, and these are some books I highly recommend. So on those cold, rainy days or snowy days, depending on where you live, get yourself one of these great books, curl up on the couch with a blanket and a great cup of tea, and enjoy your reading. I'll see you next week.